A 31-year-old woman doctor raped and murdered while she was on duty in a hospital in Kolkata. The chilling rape and murder of a 31-year-old woman doctor in Kolkata has shocked the nation. India's medical fraternity is up in arms, and rightfully so. As part of NDTV's Safeguard Our Daughters campaign, we ask, are even hospitals in Mamata Banerjee's Bengal unsafe for women? Well, the accused has been arrested and the hospital in charge has been sacked. But is that too little too late? India's healer has been wounded. These are doctors on the streets with posters, with banners demanding a fair investigation. In fact, the Indian medical body, or the IMA, has called for a nationwide strike, putting the focus back on the safety of doctors, given the fact that there's clearly no safety for those in the line of duty. The accused in this particular case was a police civic volunteer. He has been put behind bars. He's been sent to 14-day police custody. But this, as the autopsy report has revealed, absolutely shocking details, including eye injuries. Her neck and bones were broken, is what the autopsy report says. And remember, the fact is that she was raped and murdered inside the premises of the government college. Look at these visuals of India's healers having to take to the streets with posters there. They demand a fair investigation. Saurabh Gupta is now joining us live on the phone line. So Saurabh, what is the situation as far as the protests are concerned? Because they demand a fair investigation. This is about the larger safety of India's doctors.
Really unfortunate incident has taken place. And the fact is that this has happened inside a hospital, which is supposed to be the workplace for these young medical students, doctors who come there at all times of the day. Shifts are not where, if there's an emergency, they'll have to come in late at night. And it is in this context that safety and security of doctors is very important. Now, this is a state-run hospital. It is obviously catering to the number of people that's far more than what it's designed to cater to. And here, of course, now what the government is saying, apart from, looking at safety measures and all of that, there's a tram depot on the other side of the railway tracks at Belgachia. That land is something that could be transferred to the Arjikod Medical College and Hospital. In fact, the preliminary moving forward on that has already happened. The accused has been arrested, and, the police say that very strong punishment will be given to him. But the question remains that there simply aren't enough protection systems in place to prevent incidents like these. And that's the larger question, because government-run hospitals are very, very crowded. They are obviously catering to a lot more people than they are designed to. They don't turn away patients. And therefore, this is a larger issue, and perhaps these protests are aimed at the larger issue, that it's not limited to this one case, but address the larger problem.
Absolutely. Saurabh, thanks very much for joining us. In fact, I'm also being joined by a former president of the Indian Medical Association, Dr. Sharat Kumar Agarwal. Thanks very much, Dr. Agarwal, for being with us. This is about the larger safety of our doctors. The fact that India's doctors have to take to the streets to demand justice, to demand a fair investigation for that young doctor who was raped brutally and also murdered allegedly inside this government hospital. What does it say about, the safety of our doctors, particularly women doctors on duty?
This is very unfortunate. The incidents happened in Kolkata, and this is, last year the same kind of incidents happened in Kerala also. And entire medical fraternity in India, they are in grief and shock. And we pray for the family of this poor girl. And we believe that the government will take care of the family. There are two kinds of action required. One is immediate and one is long term. The immediate action is like to caught the culprits and give them the highest punishment, so that in future it will set an example that nobody even think for doing this kind of heinous crime. The long term solution is that what we are doing to stop these kind of recurrence in our country, which is happening every day. The violence on the doctors is not new. And if you find in country, every day there is some violence on the doctors or the healthcare workers. So for this, IMA is continuously requesting the central government for making a central law against the violence on the doctors and healthcare workers. As government has made during COVID by an ordinance that no violence, violence is an offense on the doctors and the health worker on duty
Okay,
during
so that's
COVID.
an important point
So
you're
if it
making
can
there,
be
that, you know,
happened,
it's not just a
pardon?
one-off incident. It's not just a one-off incident. Doctors in this country are attacked daily. Dr. Archana Dhawan Bajaj is also joining us. She's a gynecologist. Thanks very much, Dr. Bajaj, for being with us. How do you see this absolutely horrific incident? A young doctor, a trainee doctor, she was on duty. She is raped inside the hospital and murdered brutally. What does it say about the safety of our women doctors? I mean, are we going to go back to a time where night shifts were considered absolutely unsafe for women? Has the situation changed at all on the ground? What are your personal experiences as a doctor?
Vedant, to be honest, I don't think there's anything in terms of words that can be said to, um, quantify how distressing this is. To me, as a female and as a doctor, this is extremely distressing. It happens more often than it should. And as a nation, I think we need to stand up for our women, we need to stand up for our girls, and we need to stand up for our doctors. It's petrifying both as a mother, it's petrifying as a female myself, and as a doctor myself. I remember the times when we were in Mamsi and we had to go from one department to the other for night calls. We would be absolutely scared. We would always move in bunches, we would move in groups. We'll wait till we were joined by people so that we could go to the next department. And I'm talking of way back 90s, and I think we've reached back to the same time. If the society, the nation, the government, the colleges, and the girls themselves do not find a remedy to this, and we don't learn to stand up for ourselves, there's going to be trouble galore.
In fact, Dr. Bajaj, it's also extremely important to note here that we already have shortage of good doctors. I mean, across government hospitals, we don't have doctors. I mean, there are vacancies everywhere. If you go to the smaller cities, the district hospitals, there are no MBBS doctors. So, I mean, given the fact that there's already this shortage, this kind of a situation exacerbates the situation of the medical fraternity.
Absolutely. When doctors go out to different countries, we say it's a brain drain. It's not just a brain drain, it's also a drain of a basic safety, a basic integrity. Who is there to stop anybody walking into a hospital or a clinic or a medical setup, vandalizing, beating the doctor, brutalizing with them, and this worst ever, raping a young girl within the premises of the hospital. We have, as medicos, we have no security. There are laws, I do understand that, but how well they are enforced, all of us know none of them are enforced. It's worrying because we are in a profession where we give ourselves to patients, the nation, to whatever you want to call it, to society. We are giving ourselves. How many other professions can you figure out where people work 24, 48 hours at a go, where girls do night shift, where you work 24/7 with one single agenda, and that is taking care of a patient? I am not saying that we are not remunerated in terms of regard in finances, but all other professions are also remunerated. But ours is the only profession where we are giving so much of ourselves into the profession, but what are we getting in return in terms of safety, both from the society and otherwise, is a huge question mark.
That's a very impassioned appeal, and I'm glad you said all of that, Dr. Bajaj, because as a doctor, as you said, you're giving your all to your patients, to the nation, and what is society giving you in return? Dr. Ranjana Kumari is also with us. She's a prominent women's rights activist. Dr. Ranjana Kumari, absolutely sorry state of affairs. I mean, this was a government-run college, how is it possible that you have a person enter the premises of the hospital, rape a woman, rape the doctor on duty, and murder her? Her dead body was found inside inside the hospital. So this points to glaring gaps as far as the safety of women is concerned and safety in general is concerned in these hospitals. I mean, where are the CCTV cameras? Where is the PCR response? What is happening?
Well, this is pits of the pits. I mean, like, inside the hospital premises, if a young doctor or any doctor for that matter is not safe, then, and also this kind of a brutalization, the reports that you are reading is nothing less than what happened to Nirbhaya, nothing less than what happened to Guria. I mean, what is happening in spite of stringent legislation? We saw people being hanged. But what speaks volumes about social mindset, but at the same time, the kind of arrangement we are making hold people accountable. That's my first issue. That why this hospital, did they have enough security for their doctors? Are they making arrangements in terms of not just the camera but human beings who are there to stop these kind of things? What kind of a accountability the hospital system or the system of nursing homes and proliferate all over the country? You see so many of such medical private systems have come up, or government hospitals are not taking care of the doctors. So first hold them accountable. And also for this case, as fast as you can, please put it on the fast track, as Mamata Banerjee herself has accepted and is ready to do it. I think show to the nation that we respect our women. Show to the nation for once that you will not allow such people to get away with this kind of a crime. As fast as you can, hang him, kill him, do whatever the law says, do it. Because we have had enough years and years of talking about these issues. My blood boils when I come across such kind of incidents. Number 3, I just heard from the Indian Medical Association, and 2 doctors, a doctor from Bombay, another doctor from Delhi, they called me before when they heard I'm coming on your program on NDTV. We spoke to each other. What is happening to protection of violence against doctors bill?
Yes.
Why is this parliament holding on to such an important piece of legislation? Why are they, what are they waiting for? Are they waiting for some more doctors to be brutalized, raped? Are they waiting for some doctors to be killed? What is it? This parliament's responsibility. They have met everybody, as far as I heard from the delegations. They have met the president. They have met the
Yes.
health minister. Everybody. They have been, asking for this bill. Why are we waiting for some major casualty to happen like this one that happened in the hospital? So I think it's
I agree
very,
with
very
everything that you
important.
said.
So
In
number
fact,
3. Yes, just let me complete. Number 3, this is my third point, is that all women, for that matter, when will people start coming forward and protecting? We don't need protection, we need environment of
yes,
safety.
our basic
We need
rights. I mean,
environment where
the
people
right to a
feel
safe
protected. We are not these
workplace,
people.
the right to a
But
safe
when
workplace is a fundamental right, is a basic right that all doctors are entitled to. I'm afraid I'm completely running out of time. But Ranjana Kumari, thanks very much for everything that you said. Very impassioned appeal there. Also, thanks to other guests, Dr. Sharad Kumar and Dr. Bajaj. Thanks all very much for being with us. We're unfortunately running out of time on left, right, and center. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.